Awesome. Hello, my name is Christian Parker, and this is going to be a comparative analysis of sales concepts from the books that we had read in class, like Integrity Selling, Sandler's Rules, Masters of Sales, and the Social Styles Handbook, compared to my book that was the Psychology of Selling. The concepts I'll be going over today are the ideology of self concept, goal orientation, and friendly factor. Now, in every area of your life, you're going to have your self concept, and it is going to be a major factor in your sales life as well as in your physical life. And let me see real quick, actually. There's your self-concept. Your self-concept is one of the strongest necessities you need as a professional seller to nurture as you go on your performance. It is one of the breakthroughs in psychology and human performance of the 20th century. It helps determine everything you say, think, feel, and do. And it's basically the bundle of beliefs that you have about yourself in an entirety. How you think about yourself, feel about yourself, all that is taken into account. And it is the direct relation between self-concept. There is a direct relation between your self-concept and your ability to perform effectively. I'm going to go to the next slide. Master. Now, your self-concept is also the master program of your subconscious, and it is the operating system of your physical mindset while you're coherent. For the concepts for self-concept, I grabbed concepts out of the Mastery of Sales book, out of The Death of a Non-Salesman, is concepts. They had a quick list that can get you a good start for your selling career. And I also got it out of Integrity Selling, 4 traits of a highly successful salesperson. In that excerpt, there's a quote, or I guess it would be a quote saying "I am," and it shows the importance of mental prowess before physical attributes, and it's basically what you tell yourself and how you feel about yourself, as well as it's your self-concept determined in different areas. And I also got it from Sandler's Rules, and it's rule number 1, to be exact. You have to learn to fail to win, and it has to do with the real you versus the role you. The real you is the mental you that looks after the role you, that gets upset with the role you. The role you is the part that you get upset about because it is a position that you play in life, say as a sibling or a salesperson per se. And the real you is your mentality and your determination against all that. It's about who you believe yourself to be. The comparison of the self-concept between the ones in the book where because the self-concept is the main ingredient of all those three different distinct concepts out of those books. You have to feed your self-esteem consistently with daily affirmations to make sure your self-concept is strong and it has a lot of prowess, because it is what helps you be enthusiastic and helps you maintain your belief in yourself, while you have to go through and getting a lot of no's or no callbacks from certain situations. First step into being a master seller is to maintain your belief. It is one of the strongest things that you need to maintain, to consistently go back out there and put one foot forward after the other, even after so many setbacks or just so many sales calls falling through. And if you don't have a strong self-concept, your prospects can sense that you lack confidence in yourself. And since you lack confidence in yourself, why would they be confident within you? Now, the next concept I'm going to go over is goal orientation. And it's basically gaining a list of your goals that you want to succeed, say, within the next year. Every study has shown that goal-oriented people tend to be high levels of success and achievement people. Say if you set a goal to increase your annual amount, you would first pick a number that you would like in the highest income you've had from year to date and increase it by 25 to 50%. And from there, you would systematically break it down from months and into weeks. So that way, you know what you need to be making every week to get what you need every month to get what you need for the year to increase your sales in total entirely. Now, what that also makes you do is it makes you work on your goal activities. What can you do today that will get you your weekly goals set up in the future to get your monthly goals set up? And it's the number one reason highly goal-oriented people are the number one reason for top people in the profession as of late. And if you write down your goals, it stamps it into writing, so that way you can consistently look at it and review it and make sure you are where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, and if not, what you need to do to adjust yourself back into that position. I again use the Masters of Sales, Death of a Non-Salesman's brief list of goals, because it is on the 8 good tips to be a good salesman or to get a good start in selling. And it is number 4 that can say you make a brief good list of goals, and it can be something that you can possibly reach within 2 years, and you're consistently doing your daily activities to get there, weekly activities, and always keeping track of both your financially fixed goals as well as your activity-based goals that get you to those finances. I also use Integrity Selling because they had gone over their own concept of goal clarity, and goal orientation is definitely a major ingredient for salespeople in life, and it could be holding you back if you have poor goal orientation from reaching further areas and getting to certain lifestyles that you would prefer faster. Also, that is the second page of Integrity Selling, where they talk about goal clarity. Comparing point. goal orientation lines perfectly in all three books, and it is to help keep people on track and discuss, like, once you have your goal written down, it helps you keep on track, having a physical list to look at consistently, and once you write it down, it breaks into your subconsciousness, and from there, just like the movie Inception, it'll grow and flourish by itself. Now, in the readings as well, they have expressed that you may have like personal goals, family goals, and financial goals, and it'll help with any roadblocks you were to run into while you're on trying to get all your work goals done. Because if you run into a roadblock with your work goals, you can just look at the reward goals that you have set up for yourself that you would get if you were to get your financial goals situated, and then you would figure out a way to get through that roadblock of your work goals and help you visualize the rewards. Next, we're going to discuss the friendship factor. Now, for the friendship factor to work, you must develop a bond in any business relationship prior hand to it becoming a customer relationship. It increases the odds for you to maybe get that successful sale to go through. It is also for the buyer. The buyer's not going to just buy from anybody's business, any stranger's business. They want to make sure that they can work with a friend, and that friend or close business acquaintance is looking out for their best interests at heart. And you would want to position yourselves properly with a friendship factor. So say you're having a tough sales call and there's no way you can get around the objections that your buyer is presenting or your prospect is presenting, you can become a consultant or an advisor and try to go through. You say, hey, can I stop being a sales professional at this moment and just be your consultant? Try to go through his problems with him or her in a more laid back, no pressure added on type of stance. I use the Social Styles Handbook and the Sandler's Rules. In the Social Styles Handbook, it talks about the big picture of human transactions. People won't buy from or be influenced by you if they don't have any sense of comfortability around you, and they would much rather buy from a friend than a stranger every time. Now, the Sandler rule number 39 is, when all else fails, become a consultant. And the reason being is because consultants give objective, hard-hitting advice, and you're not mainly giving away knowledge per se while you're a consultant. You're giving away the concepts and for some implication selling that you can do after you've given away enough concepts to the buyer to make them feel better. You can then sell the implications to those concepts, and it'll help close the deals. Comparison report. With all three of these books as well, they recognize the fact of the matter is when you have to warm up your prospect with effective rapport, and by doing so, it alleviates any awkward senses of pressure that you can be causing onto your prospects. And I got in conclusion, I believe I compared with 4 books and the concepts from each 4 book, from 3 books that we had learned, and then compared with the psychology of selling, the self-concept, goal orientation, and the friendship factor all have their own pretenses already wrapped up in those books. They're just explained in a different type of mannerism per se, and the psychology of selling really gives the more so in-depth mental background of these concepts when applied or read through the psychology of selling book. And that is all for today.